Welcome back. It is the DMV Weave Doctor located right here in Bowie, Maryland. Okay. Child, the Weave Doctor did not come to play. Child. All right, honey. All right, so welcome back, everyone. Honey, we had to let that daggone little mini commercial go forth. I don't know if you guys heard any sound or not, but make sure to purchase your hair loss guide. These girl and some of y'all better stop being cheap. Child, some of y'all out here buying Starbucks every day and won't even buy yourself a $7 or a $9 ebook on how to regrow them edges back. Okay. Child, the weed doctor putting it down in the daggone chat box right now on how you can go and purchase your alopecia blueprint for how to regrow your hair back. Okay. Alrighty, alrighty. So today, ladies and gents, we're going to be talking about how, what causes alopecia and what different type of medical conditions cause alopecia. A lot of people don't realize that their actual health condition is the cause of their hair loss. Okay, and that's why I try to focus so much on, helping people with their nutrition, trying to offer supplementation, because a lot of people are dealing with a lot of different type of vitamin deficiencies. Okay, and so we're briefly going to go over this. And the weed doctor is now working on her second book. Our book is now about to be published on a lot of major platforms for our nutrition, eat healthy, be happy, health Bible. That's going to be on the way. Pretty much all the editing is just about done. We're just finalizing a couple of last things. The cover is ready. Child, the weed doctor is ready, ready, ready like Freddie. All we now have to do is work on the advertising and maybe going on a couple of different platforms and things like that. And I'm going to be taking some more classes about how to market different online type of books and things like that. And, just selling different products online. So we've just going to be growing her knowledge to market her book. All right. But today we're going to be talking about the different types of medical conditions, the very popular ones that are the cause of alopecia. All right. And so one of the and this is one that's very, very important. I've dealt with this with myself because I caught myself going on a vegan diet. And that's why I try to tell everyone, not everyone's body or metabolism is able to go on a vegan diet effectively. And you would know if you're able to go or not. Okay. It's not going to be something that you're not going to be able to tell. Okay. Number one, your skin and nails are probably going to change, may get a little bit drier. Your nails may start breaking more because you have a lack of zinc in the body and other trace minerals. Now, some people are going vegan and they are not eating vegetables. Okay. They're purchasing all of this pre-packaged, processed vegan food that is almost probably just as unhealthy as if you probably were going to eat meat. Okay. So this is something to look into. So another thing is that your hair may start to shed excessively. Okay. And I had some people that came to me and just could not realize why their hair was shedding. But we realized that that individual was anemic and that they were not eating meat or using the right supplementation. Now, we have been talking about different ways to combat anemia for vegans. You can do some of our nutrition programs, follow our link tree if you're interested in that, or some basic things like blackstrap molasses and beetroot powder is very, very, very good for if you're dealing with these any type of conditions with anemia. All right, so anemia is a very big one, and I dealt with that myself when I was trying to go vegan. Or pretty much like 80% or 90% of my diet was fruits and vegetables. Now, I did notice a big difference, but my energy level went down, and I noticed that my hair started to shed, especially in the top. I was receiving more thinning, and the people generally in my my mother's family, normally our hair does not thin like that, and so I knew that there was something going on, with my diet or something that I was possibly doing. All right, so if you're vegan, if you're noticing you have anemia, that's one of the issues that you're going to be having to deal with. You need to work with the holistic practitioner such as myself, or find someone that specializes in cultivating vegan diets, so that you can become a vegan the healthy way. Also, in conjunction with that, there are certain individuals, even on top of getting the holistic advisement of a nutrition specialist, there still are some people who have to have meat in their diet. Okay, for example, I had a family member of mine, one of my aunts. She tried to do the Dr. Sabi's diet and the complete vegan diet, and then she started falling out. Okay, so I'm telling you guys, these vegan diets, it sounds cute, but it depends on your body. So now she eats a small amount of salmon per week. So it just really depends on each individual. You have to monitor these things, make sure you're getting your blood work done. And it's probably advisable that even if you go vegan, if you go with a holistic practitioner, that probably 3 to 6 months after you do that, maybe get you some blood work right before you do it, and maybe wait another 6 or 7 months after that to see if anything has changed, or the year. Just make sure you're monitoring some of these different markers to make sure that you're not becoming deficient. All right. All right. So the next thing is thyroid problems. And we've already been talking about this with fast oxidation and slow oxidation for those who are getting their hair tissue mineral analysis. All right. And so basically with those tests, we are able to help show people how their body is responding, especially the thyroid and the adrenal glands. The adrenal glands help to produce a lot of energy within the body. So it's pretty much, you want to pretty much do preventative care. You don't want to wait until you drop almost dead before you start caring about your body and before you get a diagnosis. You want to start working. So that's what we're doing. When we do like some of these different holistic hair tissue analysis and the nutritional and body assessments, we are tracking anything before it gets out of hand. Okay. There's a lot of people, honey, they wait for they fall out underneath a bridge somewhere, okay? And then wonder why, now they're having this catastrophic health problem. But little do they know, this has been an ongoing problem that has just gotten worse and worse and worse. All right. And so, for all those who watch the channel, they know that fast oxidation, generally the thyroid is going to be overactive, and this needs to be monitored so that it does not go into the hyperthyroidism. I know a lot of people were laughing at what is her name, Wendy Williams, but eventually she dealt with Graves' disease. And some of these different conditions, if you know that you're more susceptible, maybe you have a family history of that, that's something you want to be mindful of, because a lot of those people deal with hair loss as as an effect of them having these different type of conditions. And many of those conditions are exacerbated by stress, alcohol consumption, not sleeping properly, pretty much not living a very balanced, well balanced lifestyle. So these are just things that we all have to look into, and that can also cause problems. Now, also, as we were talking about anemia problems earlier, with the hair tissue mineral analysis that we also perform, a lot of people who are copper deficient, who are the fast oxidizers, which I normally am in that fast oxidation state. I think recently I just slipped into slow oxidation, so I had to retest to see what's going on with that. But people who are fast oxidizers generally have a deficiency in copper. All right, and these people could probably be more susceptible to anemia and need to make sure that they're taking more copper. And there's different type of food groups out there. I know different type of nuts and seeds that are very, very high in copper. All right. And they also have the daily vitamins as well. All right. And some people are able to realize that they're dealing with this condition because their eyebrows are very thin on the sides, and they have thin edges around, right above the eyebrows, and the hair is very lackluster, doesn't have a lot of shine to it, and is becoming brittle. All right. Next. The next thing is diabetes and circulation. Also, high blood pressure is a problem as well. That is why we offer the nutrition, because you are able, a lot of times people are able to reduce their medication and or get off of it completely if they decide to permanently, change their diet. Now, if you get off that medicine and now you trailing on down to the daggone Mexican restaurant every other day, okay, then you're probably going to have some problems. Okay, so this is just something that you want to look into. A lot of people don't realize too, high blood pressure is actually preventing a lot of oxygen to getting at your head. And some other different tips you can try is taking different type of herbs. There are a lot of herbs, baby. They can drop that blood pressure. Actually, one of my family members, she was dealing with a high blood pressure attack, and she started taking some turmeric tea, baby. She started, I think she took cayenne pepper, and it brought it right on down. So there's a lot of things that you can do, and of course, you have to change your diet. And the reason why they give us prescription medication is because people is hard headed. Okay, child, some of y'all hard headed. Y'all ain't trying to change nothing. So a lot of people just want to be prescribed a pill, and just go about their merry way. And I mean, ultimately, those pills also cause more heavy metal toxicity within the body as well. I know it's a lot of people, for example, that was taking that Ozempic pill that became so popular. Now people are finding out they're having issues with that as well. Now it's affecting the gut lining. They're having severe and sometimes digestive major digestive problems after taking that long term. Okay, so these are just things. Sometimes it's best if possible to handle things the natural way, if possible. And so, one of the biggest contributors with high blood pressure is the potassium deficiency. And that comes, for some of us eating all these high sodium diets, a lot of us going out to eat too much, okay, including myself periodically. So I don't have high blood pressure. I sometimes get swelling in the ankle areas or mild swelling. So, each person has to work on their bodies and find and eliminate different things once they find out things are start to become a problem. All right, and we talked about exercise, and exercising can really help for high blood pressure. Also, we talked about the diet with the potassium deficiency. They have a lot of different types of drinks that's out there too. I would say get off of those sugary drinks. Richard Charles, get you some water, okay? I know back in the days, some people that they were trying to be cheap with their children. Y'all wouldn't give y'all babies no Kool-Aid or no juice in the refrigerator. Y'all was trying to get them some water. So just, some of us grew up like that. Baby, just go and get you some water, okay? So, we do not have to have sweet and everything had to be a flavor. They got so many flavors out. Tropical passion, raspberry Sahara, okay? Deep berry juice, all of these different type of flavors. You do not need to have that much satisfaction in every bite. Okay, child, it's just ridiculous. So that is a very huge contributor, the high blood pressure, especially in the African American, with our community. And that's one of the major ways we always talked about it is all changing your diet. All right. And diabetes is the same thing. And also, a lot of people do not realize that diabetes and high blood pressure makes you more susceptible to cardiovascular disease. I believe the number one killer in America is cardiovascular disease, stroke, and heart attack. And it comes from you eating these type, and some of these things are hereditary, but a lot of nutritionists believes that it is made it's made worse by eating sodium rich and sugar laden diets. Okay, so these are just things that we have to change. And if you want to alter your hair loss, a lot of people want to. Some of y'all being too cheap. Y'all won't even pay for the trichology treatments. I'm being funny, but some people don't even want to pay for that. So at least you can add an additional $20 to $40 in groceries a week if you can on healthy products, or at least make sure that you eliminate some of those unhealthy foods and add other things. For example, eliminating sugar from your diet. And that it's a process because I've actually done it myself. I've learned how to switch out coconut sugar in a lot of recipes. Excuse me. And then I found out that blackstrap molasses honey is also another one. Agave. There are different ones that are out there that are really, really, really nutritious, and some of them are really good for B vitamins. For those who have mood disorders, suffering from any type of fatigue and anything like that. So a lot of these different, using natural sugars and even with that, you don't have to go overboard. But if you continually drink sodas, I believe that I was just look on the. I don't really drink a lot of soda like that, but the sodas itself has about sometimes 15 to 20 grams just in that little 8 ounce or 16. I think like an 8 ounce little regular can. So you are taking 16 teaspoons of sugar. And that's why the weed doctor, especially if you are dealing with hair loss and you're just getting tired and frustrated, really, 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 really look into the diet. Okay, I'm trying to help you with that. And also, you can perform scalp massages and, come to a local trichologist that has results. Our clinic has results, and we sell growth oils that are highly effective. So this is a really really good way to help to make that better. And then the next thing is high cholesterol, which comes from people eating, a lot of trans fat and saturated fats, a lot of fats that are not healthy fats. And I'm learning also just by going out to eat, which I knew, but sometimes you don't realize it until you start to have symptoms. Okay, when you go out to eat, you are eating a lot of preservatives, dyes, a lot of hidden type of ingredients, and it is not something that needs to be ingested on a regular basis. And these things all impair our circulation. Even the weed doctor, I started dealing with ankle pain and inflammation, because I tried to start eating, and I know my body. I should have, stop eating out as much, but I was trying to, raise my sodium levels after I got my labs because I do get, go to the traditional doctors as well. And I was trying to do that, but baby, that was not it. Okay. And so with some of these foods, child, just look at me. Now I have to now pretty much go in the process of doing an anti-inflammatory diet. And now I'm going to be limiting myself like I was doing for years before, only eating out 1 to 2 times a week, and do not eat any fries, but maybe once a month or every 2 months. And and it's sad because a lot of things that are fried taste so so good. I'm not even gonna lie. And even today, baby, the weed doctor bought her child. I went to one of my favorite Caribbean spots down in Bowie, girl, and this daggone place, honey dogs and gents, baby, they bought off that bourbon chicken wings. Honey, I almost fell out up in that daggone restaurant, getting all my grub on. But at least now I'm looking forward on realkalizing the body. I've also started getting more, and that's another thing. If you guys are dealing with any type of inflammation as well, they have or circulation problems. It is really, really advisable to start going to a massage therapist and also to an acupuncturist. I had one acupuncturist. He done got ghetto child, and he done booked too many people. And then I stopped giving him a tip, his big old huge tip like he was getting, because the service had changed a lot. He was getting too ghetto, child, just throwing me around like a rag doll. Okay, the weed doctor done found somebody else, but it's an African American woman. You guys want to find out about her information? She's located in Bowie. She has a new practice, and it's not too far from the weed doctor's apothecary. It's literally a minute or seconds away. And she offered this acupuncture. It helps with stress reduction and it will help alleviate pain. When I went to her office, not only did my congestion now, she did want me to get. That's why a lot of times the weed doctor sounds raspy because they be trying to make the weed doctor get a humidifier, and I just heard so many bad things about it. Plus, I've had my own experience with mold that was a terrible experience. So I am fighting if I'm going to use a humidifier. And I've heard though that really corrects the voice and the hoarseness, that one, especially if they're dealing with sinus problems. So, so she suggested that, and I got back on my turmeric before, when I was being extremely healthy. Baby, you couldn't even invite me to a cookout. You couldn't even make me walk past some food. I'll be rolling my eyes at that food. Like, what is that? Mac and cheese? I don't want it. You know? But, also I felt like I was, that was something that I could not, for me, I was raised on that and I was not ready to change. So with me, I find that eating out at least 1 or 2 times a week and maybe getting a sweet, something sweet or a cake once a week or every 2 to 3 weeks. I don't have to eat a lot of sweets any longer. Also, I realize another thing, you guys, sugar can affect the nerves as well. And as far, for some people who are getting, and also they can help give you cramps. They can affect the blood distribution to the veins and all these types. They can actually ruin your the different type of, I don't know, I can't think of the word right now, but it's pretty much, it can ruin your blood flow because this sugar is very, very, very toxic. Okay. So it's just something that you guys have to make sure and monitor it. I know a lot of people do not like to go too crazy on the health kick, but you really, really want to look into these things, especially if you want to turn around your current health condition, if you're looking to receive better hair growth as well. All right. So, child, these are just some basic tips. Trying to think, is there any other hair conditions? I know lupus is another one, PCOS. And that one actually, from hair tissue mineral analysis, when you get your hair analysis, we can learn a lot of those things. A lot of people who are dealing with those different type of conditions, they are dealing with a copper toxicity or copper bile unavailability. And with those individuals, they begin to have severe hormonal issues. And those problems can bring forth alopecia. A lot of people, and some people say that PCOS is a third or fourth form of diabetes. Okay. So I'm telling you, what you are, what you eat, balancing your hormones, going to a hormonal doctor, or a what do they call it, integrative medicine doctor. They have a functional medicine doctors are wonderful. I actually had a very, very good one. I may call him back. Well, actually, he passed, but the practice that he was working underneath, finding some of those people, they actually have people, and I found one lady online. They have found out that people who are dealing with hormonal problems, actually, sometimes the EMF has a lot to do with our hormones as well. For some people, that is a major contributor to making their health worse. Especially as they started adding on those smart meters on people's homes. A lot of people have noticed a lot of different type of issues, with that as well. So just make sure that you look into all these different things. Do not leave nothing out, especially now if you're dealing with some of this hormonal stuff. Sometimes people believe it's too much estrogen in the body, and you may possibly need to do coffee enemas and other things like that to reduce some of that load and to get the liver working a little bit more effectively. So those are just some of the different type of health conditions, and there is pretty much a protocol for each health condition. That's why it's no one size fits all. We try to accommodate everyone with their actual health condition. Okay. So I hope that that was a very informative discussion. Make sure if you guys want to find out, and last another thing I want to say, if you guys want to find out any more questions or have any more topics, make sure to email us. A lot of people just believe that purchasing hair growth oils alone is going to do it. Okay, it is not. Also, when you go to a trichologist, you need to get the different type of scalp detoxification type of serums that a trichologist, a certified trichologist, a lot of these serums are not able to be purchased on the marketplace for people who are unlicensed or uncertified through an actual trichology, accredited trichology institution. So, you need to go to somebody that's certified. That way they can start to unclog your pores. Okay. And so with this process, a lot of people like to ask, what is involved in the trichology treatment? And maybe we're going to talk about that next week. Pretty much one of the biggest things that really makes it beneficial to get these different type of treatments is that we help to open up any clogged follicles. Your hair is like a bowl, okay? And a lot of it gets gunked up with bacteria, with different type of toxins on the scalp, maybe product residue buildup. If you're dealing with any type of scalp disorders, psoriasis, seborrheic dermatitis, anything like that, you're going to have to use a the scalp detoxers. And these things, and we have proof with our megascopes, with our dermoscopes, it can pretty much highlight. You can see the scalp before and after the usage. And we have testimonies on there. We probably may try to reload them, some of them next week, so you guys can see them. But pretty much when if your follicles are clogged, you're not going to be able to get the nutrients to it. And if you're dealing with diabetes, especially if you're dealing with diabetes, PCOS, and what was the other one? High blood pressure. You're already dealing with circulation problems. So it is very imperative for you to get the treatments. Also, with that, when the hair follicle is blocked, you cannot receive any type of oxygen and very limited, if not no nutrients to the hair follicle. That's why we also offer our derma roller, and we offer the stem cell therapy. So with the stem cell therapy, we are able to. They have these different type of the formulas that these top of the line chemists have created that can pretty much be transferred directly down to the hair papilla and the hair bowl so that your hair can receive stem cells, natural ingredients to your hair that can help to improve your hair growth. Okay. But the first step, like we said, we have to use the detox, before we do that. And so we do that. And also, we apply topical agents. And for those, if your diet is really bad, we try to suggest, we have different vitamins and things like that that can also help to counteract some of these different problems. All right, ladies, and gents. So we hope that was a fabulous show. And maybe we're going to talk a little bit more about that in depth because we have so many people who ask us about the treatments and they want to learn along, like they want like a little mini dissertation, a little study guide on that. And we're going to just talk about the benefits. We're going to write down, hopefully for next week, the different statistics behind the test. The testing is not just some little boo boo juice they purchase on Amazon, okay? Again, it's for certified practitioners only. We have to be if you're in a part of, depending on where your practitioner went to, they have to be accredited and they have to get retaking different courses, professional courses regularly for their trichology certificate to remain active. Okay. So these are just some things to look into. All right. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that next week, and it's going to be more in depth because there are actual studies and FDA approved methods that some of these trichologists, such as myself and other ones who are doing a decent job, doing a good job, have been taught that help to reduce the causes of hair loss and to bring forth more new hairs. Now, baby, is your hair gonna look like how you was when you was 16 years old back in the day? Okay, if you was dropping it like it was hot, probably not. Okay, it's probably not gonna do all that, but it can stop and greatly reduce the you keep progressing through the later stages of hair loss. There's a different stages of hair loss. In the beginning, you may just notice very fine amounts of hair being lost, or very slight amount of density. And then, as the gradual and the progressive and more later stages of hair loss on the Ludwig chart, you can look that up. Ludwig chart, LUDWIG. You will then have a lot of baldness. Some people, I forgot who they say, all of this will be gone. That's the advanced stages. And if you waited that late, you have realized that when you begin to get hair loss treatments, you have to be very patient. You are not in the beginning stages. A beginning stages, Sometimes when you treat hair loss, you have a more likely chance of keeping your hair. That's why it is very important to work on regrowing your hair back in the beginning stages. If not, you're going to have to do more aggressive treatments. You're probably going to have to change your diet. That's going to be something you're going to have to probably do, take supplements. And it may be best to do both, and get things, expensive treatments like some of the things that we were talking about, the stem cell therapy and other things like that. So we're going to come back on the next show, and I can't wait to use that as a clip as well. So we're going to have that about what, so that when people email us, we get a lot of people that's on Facebook that always are asking about our treatments and things like that. And baby, they are looking for the trichology. They want to get a breakdown on what is involved in hair loss services. So we're going to be talking about that next week, and we're going to have the receipts and the facts to back it up to let you know that this is not some little scam that people just rubbing some cocoa butter on your scalp. All right. So we hope that you guys had a wonderful and fabulous show. And I don't know if I told you guys already. Also, when I got my what's it called? My not micro needling, but when I got my acupuncture, the pain and the swelling pretty much went all the way down. If not, the pain went away. But guess what the weed doctor did? And this has a lot to do with self control. I had a craving for chocolates, candies. I hadn't had no chocolate candy till around, what was that, February? What was the last time I had some chocolate candy? That was Valentine's Day. I don't know why I was fiending for some chocolate candy. Okay. Oh, but that's another thing. As you realize on your health journey, that's why it's good to keep a health log. You can see if some of your different symptoms are becoming worse by some of the bad foods that you decide to eat. All right. Well, it's been a fabulous time and a fabulous show. The Weave Doctor got to go. All right. We're going to see you guys for next week. Have a fabulous and fun week. Bye now.